Last Patrol, Chapter 23, Aristotle's Metaphysics. Bootcamp walks aft along the passageway, singing to himself, la 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 la, la 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 la. Wait, where's I going? Oh yeah, breathing compartment. La 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 la, la 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 la. Wait, why's I going there? Oh yeah, to get my Batman comic book. La 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 la. He enters the cruise mess. Oh, there's Aristotle. Thomas Aristotle Aquinas sits alone at a table, reading a book, smoking cigarettes and blowing smoke rings. The cruise mess, like the officer's wardroom, is fitted with stainless steel tables and metal bench seats upholstered in green naugahyde, large enough for 4 tables. It's big enough as big as a bedroom, but not by much. The bulkheads, like the rest of the boat, are cluttered over with pipes and cables and various contraptions. Bootcamp sits down across from Aristotle. What are you reading? Without looking up from his book, Aristotle snaps, why do you have to ask so many stupid questions? Bootcamp shrugs. I don't know, just trying to get to know people. Aristotle exhales heavy and then flips up the book to show the cover. Bootcamp squints at the title. Metaphysics, Nimrod. It's by Aristotle. Boot widens his eyes. Oh, so that's why they call you Aristotle. That's right, genius. Aristotle rolls his eyes and sighs. Where do they find these boy wonders? Genius. Nice. Boy wonder, like Robin. Bootcamp smiles and, like a preschooler constantly asking why, says, so what's it about? Stuff, grunts Aristotle. Stuff? Well, I figured it was about something. No, pinhead. It's really about stuff. What it is, how to change it, how to make things with it, how to get more of it. You know, the fundamental principles of stuff. Aristotle wraps his knuckles onto the table. Stuff. Oh, says Bootcamp, rubbing his chin, rubbing his left forearm, a nervous tick he picked up to replace his constant fingernail biting. Oh, says Aristotle, with lips pushed out like he's still blowing smoke rings. Just oh? It's all that's important. Oh, boy, feels like a spanking. That's right. It is not just Goonie Bird metaphysics. This is real. Chapter 24, Mammon. Time to take these chumps to the cleaners. Hurry up and deal, says Aristotle, playing cards with Bacon, Lady, and Bodenheimer. Hold your water, big boy, says Bacon as he stuffs the fresh-watered red man chewing tobacco into the cheek of his mouth, pushing out a big bulge. He shoves another wad under his other cheek, shuffles a deck, then cuts it himself. Ante up, boys and girls. He deals a hand, a 5-card draw, then spits into a glass half filled with a dark brown liquid, topped with a tan froth. Spittle drools down his chin, and he wipes it with the back of his hand. Aristotle grimaces. That's disgusting. Why can't you use a can so we don't have to look at your nasty tobacco juice? It's making me sick. Why? Looks like Guinness Stout. Ought to make you thirsty for a tall, frosty one. Bacon tosses his packet of Red Men onto the table in front of Aristotle. Here, try some. It's good for you. Bodenheimer smirks. Yeah, just look at Chipmunk Cheek's pearly whites. Fat-cheeked. Bacon grins wide, displaying his yellowish-brown teeth. Aristotle leans across the table and peers into his mouth. Ugh. Lady laughs. Chipmunk Cheeks. That's a good one. Bodenheimer purses in his lips as he studies his cards, arranging them. I heard Burke had another one of his nightmares last night. How bad this time, says Aristotle, scrutinizing his cards. Bad, man. He was flailing about, yelling, Timmy, Timmy. Bets are made and cards exchanged. Bacon deals out the cards. I wonder what's eating him. Whatever it is, it's got to be bad. Bodie lifts his cards. Bacon lights a cigarette and takes a deep drag. Aristotle turns to Bacon and his jaw drops. No way. The chew's not enough for you, huh? He rocks his head from side to side like a metronome, saying, spit and blow, spit and blow, spit and blow. Amazing. Bacon blows smoke into Aristotle's face. No, what's really amazing is that big Luke Burke done bust out the boat with all his flopping around. Aristotle inhales the smoke and coughs, then waves a hand to fan it away. Nah, what's really amazing is how Billy sleeps through it all. Come on. Bacon spits tobacco juice into his cup. Billy snores so loud he can't hear a thing over his own noise. Bodie laughs. That is true. Aristotle shakes his head. I don't get it. How can such a big snore come from such a skinny body? He Cuban. Lady slaps his palm on the table. We do everything big. There's another round of bets. Cash thrown into the pot. Bacon glances around the table, left to right. All right, show him. They lay down the cards and compare hands. Damn it! Francis Bacon grabs his cards, raises them high, then throws them down hard. He turns to Aristotle. You gotta be cheating. That's 7 hands in a row. We've only played 8, and I bet you gave us a first just to set us up. Come on, man. It's all skill. Chumps. Aristotle beams a wide, self-satisfied grin, using both hands to sweep a pile of money towards himself. Yeah, sure, scoffs Lady. No, really, there is a method to this. What is it? Bacon glares at Aristotle. Aristotle stares back for a time. Now, why in the world would I tell you that? I mean, I've got a good thing going here. After all this is over, Aristotle sweeps his hand around, pointing throughout the compartment to indicate the war. I'm going to buy a big house, maybe a ranch somewhere, way out nowhere, just to get away from you knuckleheads. And you, gentlemen, are paying the down payment. Thank you very much. He stacks his money. Hate to break it to you boys, but I'm no Prometheus. Besides, I'm saving my liver for all the booze I plan to drink next time we're back in Pearl. Lady sneers at Aristotle. You know, I hear about people like you. What do they call them? Some French word. What is it? You mean savant, says Bodenheimer. Yeah, that's it, says Lady, poking a finger at Bodie. No, you mean idiot savant, adds Bacon. Aristotle grins wide while counting his money. Yeah, well, maybe, but this idiot's got all your money. Bacon looks left, leering covetously at Aristotle's stack of moolah. That wad of dough ought to be in my back pocket. Bodenheimer sneers. It's all about gruffy stuff for you two. It's all about feeding your flesh. Either that or it's conspicuous consumption, in which case you're just feeding your lame-ass egos. Aristotle squints at Bodie. What are you saying, sore loser? I'm talking about materialism, the sum total of your philosophies. Aristotle smirks. It's all there is, and then we die. So get all you can while you can. That's my motto. Bodenheimer huffs. You idiots are so prosaic, so bourgeois, so self-serving, so common. There are things far more important than that. Bacon laughs. Sure there are. Chapter 25, GungHo. Essentially, our torpedo room is a machine shop crammed with pipes, cables, gauges, valves, hydraulic equipment, torpedo hoists, and rollers, big brass torpedo tubes protruding from the aft bulkhead, and of course torpedoes stored along the sides. But it's not just where Billy and Burke work, it's also where they live. The narrowest part of the boat, and dimly lit, it's a man cave replete with all the manly smells of a crew who hasn't showered in weeks. That pungent stink of built-up body oils and sweat fermented with bacteria and mold that encase their bodies and feed on them, mixed with the smells of machine grease and lubricating oil and the rotting stench of bilge water. They sleep in bunks sandwiched between torpedoes, each packing a half-ton of TNT. Not all that reassuring and certainly not comforting, but they got used to it. Again, that oblivion of familiarity, that desensitization, that living in a rut until you no longer see the walls that constrain and choke you. Samuel Burke hops down from his top bunk and nudges Billy, still nestled in the rack below. Rise and shine, champ. Time to go to work. Billy lays on his side, gazing wistfully at photos. Did I show you my pictures, Sam? Only about 10 times. Here. Billy hands him a picture. Burke's seen it before, an old black and white photo, frayed on the edges from all the use over all the years. It's a picture of Billy when he was 7, sitting in his mother's lap. He wears thick glasses, slit low on his nose, and shorts showing spindly legs with bony knees. With one hand, she holds Billy. With the other, she touches her face, a tenuous touch, and wears that sad smile like a thin veneer, not nearly enough to conceal the deep underlayment of concern. Burke met her once. She had told him, or implored him, take care of my son. She said Billy's father left him when he was 3, so she raised him alone. She'd always tell Billy, it's just you and me against the world, but we two are survivors. We'll make it, kiddo. Still, Burke knows she'd never stop worrying for Billy. What would become of her boy? He studies her face, nods at the photo, then hands it back. It's real nice, Billy. Billy takes it by the edge with the tips of his fingers, finds the correct spot in a stack of photos, inserts it, then gingerly slides the stack into his wallet. They begin routine maintenance of torpedoes, Billy's checking the specific gravity of batteries. He finishes the torpedo, closes the small compartment door, but forgets to secure it. Burke sees this. Billy, get some grease so we can lube the rudders. As Billy walks across the compartment to fetch a can of grease, Timmy's brother quietly secures the battery check door. Billy returns, and together they lubricate the rudder assembly so it won't lock up when fired. That's Burke's greatest fear, the nightmare scenario of a runaway torpedo that circles back to sink their own boat. Together they slide the torpedo back into the tube and secure the brass door. Burke opens another door and pulls the rope to withdraw the torpedo. Billy playfully swipes a dab of grease on the Burke's nose. All right, Billy, that's it. I'm going to get you for that. Sure, big talk. Burke chuckles and says in soft repose, you know, Billy, we're like a pregnant mother. What do you mean, Sam? Think about it. We're going to steam 8, 9, maybe even 10,000 miles as a patrol. And the sole purpose of these, Burke nods his head at the torpedo, There are babies, Billy. We got to make sure every single one counts. We are doing something important, Sam. Everyone's counting on us. Billy starts working the rudders to ensure they work properly when fired, but he's doing it wrong. Again, Burke catches this. That's it, Billy. Good. Hey, watch this. Let me show you a little trick. Burke demonstrates a proper method. Now you try it. Billy copies him correctly. Excellent. Do that every time, all right? Okay. Burke playfully messes Billy's hair, or there's still a little grease on his hand, and he gums up Billy's strands. Hey, shouts Billy, pushing Burke's hand away. Oh, sorry, Billy. I must have mistook you for lady. That's okay. Billy looks at Burke. Someday you're going to do great things, Sam. I don't know about that. Billy implores. Take me with you, Sam. What are you talking about, Billy? You're going to take me. Again, Burke reaches over to mess Billy's hair. Billy ducks his time. Oops, sorry, I forgot. Burke stares at Billy with an endearing glow in his eyes. Billy smiles like basking under warm, sunny rays on a cold winter day. A minute passes and the glimmer in Burke's eyes melts into sadness. It always did.